Ooh, I was right, I think. I gave myself the option to be right, so I'm right. We're doing 200 MG versus Goodbye. Boom! And before I forget, I have forgotten first time observing and streaming for us, Cappuccino. You might have noticed from the Korean voices on stream. That's fine. Starting in 5, Watchpoint Gibraltar, Goodbye versus 200 milligrams. Let's get into it, shall we? Quick start. Ooh, hot exit. Come
Arriving at Watchpoint Gibraltar.
And starting off on Watchpoint Gibraltar, we have the team from our previous set, Goodbye versus 200 MG. So hopefully we see a lot of the more aggressive plays from Goodbye here. Very entertaining to watch those aggressive plays. 200 MG. See a few people that I have seen before casting for these Moon tournaments, and a few more that I have not. But hopefully these people make a name for themselves. Caillou, I believe the team captain.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Of a lot of the teams that I see, but wonderful name that he's picked out for his team. 200 milligrams.
Yeah, 200 milligrams. Been in the dabs before. They came in second place last dab, losing to the typically on top Wet Lemons, who also participate in some of the opens as well.
Attackers
But they're out
in
for blood
30
once
seconds.
again. They've made it to round 2 off of their bye, as the bracket was set up. So this is their first piece of action here. Goodbye coming off of a good victory. They're all warmed up. And going with the Moira here on defense for Gibraltar, which I guess not many. I guess we haven't seen Gibraltar as much lately, so let's see how they do it with a bit of weird dive bow composition.
I can't say that I see Moira working too well for their team composition, especially their very divey tanks. As Moira favors a meatball composition, but we see DM Rogue jumping up top, getting a few bit of lightning damage up there. In the back though, Captain Caillou trying to get a few picks, but he gets taken out by LQME because he's not paying any attention to his flanks. Card is going to be moving up the incline right now, but
Ooh, wow.
we see 200 MG with most of the picks.
So Moxie dying from a reflect from LQME at the very end there. And Carthel falling down, but he'll get right back up. No worries, Mercy is so good to play with. But they get sort of out of the Valley of Death, but now it's just getting onto that level ground.
Yeah, we do see Moira ult coming out from Bailey, both of them using it. Gotta have the Kamehamehas just firing into the enemy team there. And so far, no ground has been gained by 200 MG there. They were unable to keep pushing the cart. They're getting picked off. LQME, Carthel just getting in there, that dive composition, beating out the kind of hybrid composition that 200 MG has.
Finder's a bit out of position there. No res will be available for him, so now's the time for 200 MG to push in, as they're just kind of sauntering on their way, but they have to get in there. But the defensive side is currently split as well as the offensive, but Carthel looking to break things up. He gets stunned, jumps back down.
Look, Carthel gets stunned up there, but he's able to take out Captain Caillou regardless. It's going to be one down already for 200 MG. They see that loss and they're backing off, waiting for him to come back. They are running double hit scan, and so far I can't say that it's been working out for them.
No, I mean, you don't have a lot of shields, I guess, per se, to go through, but it's just, you know, we always have seen those Genjis and Tracers go in to do a lot of burst damage, but it's not working for them right now. Self-destruct, wait.
That weirdly placed self-destruct is able to get up, pick up Turtle Banter. A counter self-destruct picks up 2 in the favor of 200 MG, but LQME manages to restabilize his team with the Dragon Blade. We see a Primal Rage from DM Rogue, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it and has to back out.
It's a good thing he'll back out. They have to take a brief second here and just get together as one group and push in, choose their targets wisely here. They're going up top. DM Rogue's going in by himself. That needs a little bit of assistance with any other dive he can get. They're running out of time.
It gets really low, the Transcendence goes up, but it goes the opposite way of DM Rogue. Luckily, he doesn't go down to the enemy team. Finders pulling out a kill onto Moxie. Carthel getting picked back up. Pulls out the Primal Rage to keep the other team off of the payload. Payload still really has not moved too far from its initial push as we're coming down into the last 20 seconds.
Ooh, a wonderful shield from Carthel to block that self-destruct, probably saving most of his team in that second here. But Caillou has not had much luck on that McCree. Deadeye got 8 by one man war. That's a Matrix, and they're already going to lose Mobius, and they just have to get to the cart at this point. Too good.
Yeah, overtime takes over. LQME with the Dragon Blade looking to take some people out. Is able to take out Bailey, which is one of the healers on 200 MG. This card again has not moved too far. 200 MG won a good fight on this map. They're gonna have to push it, and they're unable to do it, as it is a first point hold for Goodbye.
That is gonna be a tough one to beat, because really, you'll have one fight depending on where 200 MG decides to initiate a fight. Or maybe Goodbye brings the fight to them, but if they lose one engagement here, it could be all over for this first map, because at best you're going to be trickling in and stalling.
This is going to be a legendary hold if 200 MG want to keep this map. Because Goodbye doesn't have all too far to go at all.
No, they don't, and I'm seeing Caillou, he's sitting on a Reaper. Not a bad idea, because you're expecting them probably use what works well for them. You're assuming those similar heroes that you just played against. So melt through those tanks as best you can. Mobius with the ever-present shield from Orisa, and just massive damage from Moxie on Junkrat. So you're going for a kind of concentrated like mini death circle as they try to pump into that payload.
I don't know, my hope is dwindling as I do see absolutely no hit scan on the side of Goodbye, and on the other side Finders had a Pharah
Mercy. The only you don't have a diva to get them down, you don't hit scan as you said. DM Rogue really kind of the only person to contest the Pharah at all if you can reach them with your hook, but even then that's kind of a far shot. But I mean, unless Moxie just gets some like god tier nade spam and puts himself on the physical level with the concussion mines to blast himself way in the air too.
Yeah, Goodbye's gonna be rolling out of the point right now. 200 MG taking a defense up top. Moxie gets knocked out immediately, has to blow both mines to get back up. Gonna be down quite a bit of Junkrat's damage there, as 200 MG get hard dove upon. Two of them down already. Things aren't looking good for them. They are able to take out LQME, but he gets rezzed right back up. Payload isn't being touched, but it's slowly moving towards its destination. And I think that wraps this map up, and it does. Bailey, the only one left, wasn't able to get back to the point, getting pushed back far too much. The first map is going to go to Goodbye.
Wow. So we saw LQME, he took that high ground again, that path, or bridgeway up top. And Turtle Banter, while sitting in the back on the high ground, where Mercy probably, typically are, just like did a double take as LQME kind of appeared behind her. And just the quick right click and then the dash through. And that called banners for the rest of Goodbye to charge forward.
Epic.
To be expected.
Great work on the side of Goodbye. 200 MG are going to have to get 2 back-to-back wins here if they're going to want to stay in this tournament. I believe next up is control point map.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully they're a little stronger on the brawlier, more individual based map.
Well, let's see what they go for, and hopefully their Shanghai Dragons will not be indicative of what this series could be.
Very, very decisive win there. Hopefully 200 MG learn from their mistakes, learn that maybe the Moira doesn't fit that team comp all too much. Both teams did have a Moira. It's just that Goodbye's composition was more fitted to Moira supporting him, because Moira can work in a lot of circumstances, but a dive team isn't necessarily one of those circumstances. We'll be going on to Ilios now, though. Same map choice as the last one, and hopefully we'll see a nice good fight. I want to see more boops. We saw a lot of boops in our last set, but that thirst for the boops just never really is satisfied.
I know. We saw like 2 initially last round, but it's not enough to quench my thirst for the boops into the pit. Who knows? Maybe we'll get well to start things off. Maybe we go back to ruins, or perhaps the insert name of third map.
Oh, hey, there you go. The lighthouse, which is going to be our first point.
Yay!
Look at that. What a wonderful place to start things off. A little less on the side of boops. We do see some monkey ults knock people off. The occasional Lucio, the very, very rare Roadhog.
Yeah.
Almost never Diva.
I mean, if you can get, if you speed boost into a chaotic fight as Lucio on point, and you can find someone standing by any of those doorways, man, that is just like prime material. You can just launch people into the next stratosphere. They just go sailing off that edge.
Finders opting for Tracer instead of a Pharah. Moxie jumping on the Pharah instead, it seems. This seems more like a Pharah-centric map. Tracer definitely works, as Tracer works in pretty much every team comp. Of course, the Mercy on the side of 200. No, that's Goodbye. On the side of Goodbye, there's a Troll Torb pick, but it's not looking like there's going to be a Mercy on the side of 200 MG. Probably not going to work out too well for them, but let's see if they can make that work.
Yeah, the anti-heal grenade from, I don't know, let's see if they can do anything with it. And Turtle Banter actually on a DPS switching off from support now. They're going to meet right in the center of that square.
One Man of War anti-heal, but they're not going to be able to do enough damage to him to take him out before that effect wears off. The fight moves on to the point. First one down is Libetoffee. The Mercy's already down. No resurrect for this first fight. Fairly well equalizing things. Man of War is able to take down Captain Payu, so both of the main healers are now down. Moxie and the rest of 200 MG getting more picks and winning these fights here on point, leaving just one Man of War on Roadhog, as the point is first captured by 200 MG.
And already in the lead with the progression to ultimates here. Almost have 4 by the time that is captured. It seems for the time being they're switching of roles on their roster, going in their favor. See how long they can keep it without Mercy in their ranks.
Well, we see the next fight come out immediately. Carthel jumps on the healers. The healers back out, and he does too. He's anti-healed and has to get away. He does have the other Winston on him, but the nano boost goes out too, and 200 MG getting every single kill in this fight. Finders on the Farah, trying to get out of there. Very low health. It does not manage to make it out. Now we're doing a Farah versus Farah, and surprisingly, 200 MG with no mercy is winning.
A well-decided fight there, but my giddy excitement was from Turtle Banter reflecting the whole hog of one man more off the edge. It was glorious.
Tasty move there. LQME, not sure what he was trying there. Dashed straight up in the air. Just got his ult, so he wasn't trying to use that. LQME immediately gets taken out trying to use his ult. Turtle Banter with a counter blade. They will take out a Lippet Zoffy, which, you know, better cashed in ult there than his counterpart. Ult from Karthel's gonna come out on point. The Primal Monkey looking to push people off. I think he missed getting DM Rogue. Thought he got him off, didn't. But he's able to get 2 kills with the Primal Rage. Both of them boops, I believe. Moxie on point. Turtle Banter. They're keeping this point. It's running up to overtime soon and slowly flipping over. It is overtime, but it does flip over to goodbye.
And that's fine for them. They got to 99% while losing. If they can regroup for the time being, plan out their next attack, and hopefully maybe they can just take it out in one go. And then this whole time, we've seen both Farahs basically doing their own 1v1s for the entire team fight. So it's almost like a 5v5 on the ground for most of these engagements.
A little bit of brawl coming out. Finders ults Turtle Banter just to get him out of the fight, as they do know that 200 MG does not have a mercy to get a res off there. So the rest of 200 MG is just gonna have to sit back and wait for their Genji and their Winston to come back.
Any pick early on is a huge loss. They have to either try and push through a man down or just wait that extra 10 seconds before they can come back in, as they are right now with
the ult goes up into the air, and there's no shield to block it as Mobus takes out Karthul, and then as well as Lippet Toffee. Starting off immediately, 200 MG with the advantage. No mercy needed. The sound barrier comes out from Tidon, keeps his team up, and Turtle Banter, as soon as that sound barrier wears off, pulls out his blade. Doing some damage, but is unable to really get any kills. Does pull off a kill after blade onto Finders. I think that was a reflect, actually. Fantastic reflect blocking that rocket. But right now, struggling for the point. Goodbye running in, but the point did flip over to 200 MG, so even if they do get it, they lost all of that. They're not going to be able to, as they do win the first round on Ilios.
My hunger is slowly being satisfied, as we have seen at least 6 or more environmental kills just throughout that one map. It's glorious. It may be in part to the role switching that 200 MG has started to do. Turtle Banter off support over to DPS, and kind of Moxie almost kind of hanging out on his own. Just on up in high ground as Farah, but maybe they're gonna be sticking with potential nano boost, as Caillou's sticking with the Ana. So far it worked, but let's see on a different map. Back to Ruins we go. We got some changes on this side of Goodbye as well.
Ruins here, and I'm very surprised I'm not seeing a Widowmaker on either side. This, if anything, would be the Widowmaker map in out of most of Overwatch's map. But we see 200 MG taking the aggressive stance on the point. First one's on the point, but Captain Karthul jumping on to the rest of 200 MG, unable to get the kill, gets taken down. Loam takes down Captain Caillou. The Mercy is down, and that's gonna be it. We did see the Ana switch to Mercy, so there's not gonna be an Ana. Both teams are gonna have a Mercy, and it's going to. It didn't really help them out. 200 MG as she got taken down too early to res, but they are going to be able to get the point here first.
Yeah, LQME was going on a search and destroy mission to find that Mercy, and he did, but there wasn't just enough follow-up as the reaction from 200 MG was just enough, and they're going to keep on climbing up with that percentage. And boy, oh boy, they are way in the lead.
Yep. Points moving up to about 30% as Goodbye take on their next attempt to attack the point. LQME trying to get in there, doesn't realize there's a Winston behind him. Prime target gets zapped down, tries to get to the health pack, not to his team, and gets taken out as the rest of 200 MG dives on him. 200 MG getting a lot of picks here. And Tidon trying to get the reses out. He's only able to res 2 out of the 3 picks that have happened. 1 Man of War, actually 2 out of the 4 picks. 1 Man of War trying to make it back. LQME, not necessarily a good Valkyrie, probably not the best Valkyrie at all, as the rest of 200 MG are pushing in. They do back off. They were trying to push in onto Goodbye.
Yeah, trying to find any last-minute stragglers. And I was just about to say that Caillou coming out. Well, I guess Caillou actually used Valkyrie as well in that fight after Kadeon used his as a reaction, but they were already at almost full strength, and you're already going against a team that's cut in half. So you have to rebuild that up. But I guess in retrospect, they have 5 ultimates sitting there, and they're coming up almost 90%.
Yeah, Dragon Blade from Turtle Banter comes out, is able to take out Livid Coffee. Tries to find more, isn't able to get some damage onto the Roadhog, but he's getting, he heals himself and is getting healed by Tidon. So both self-destructs are on point. He's able to knock Karthal right back out of suit. He tries to back up right in front of it. Loam is able to pick up Captain Caillou with his ultimate Death Blossom coming out. It looks like Goodbye is finally getting some picks. It is overtime, 99%. Again, they're gonna flip it over to their control, but they can't lose a fight now if they want to win.
Yeah, the thing is, we're in a similar situation here, 99-0, but even Livid Toffee switching over to Moira just to get back to point during that overtime escapade. So now Coalescence was building up, but they're going to be down a usual healer onto Moira, which I guess maybe a big old meatball will be good for her.
LQM East, as the Reapers somehow getting the first pick onto the enemy Farah. But 200 MG have equalized it out. Both teams are down the same amount of people. Tidon pulling out the Valkyrie is able to res their Farah finders in the air again. But still, 200 MG getting more picks. Turtle Banter doing a lot of damage, but not able to get his own picks. Moxie doing work in the air. Not really being countered right now. Nobody's shooting at her. Moxie's taking out absolutely everyone there. 1 Man of War, last one left on point. Point's gonna flip over at 99%. It doesn't look like anybody's close enough to intercept. Karthal gets on point. Last second, just trying to stall it out. Gets knocked out of suit. Has an ultimate. If they don't take him out, he's gonna be able to get back to suit. That's gonna be another 500 damage they have to eat. Coming on to point, Livid Poppy and LQME with an ultimate. Able to take out 3, and that might flip this back in the favor of Goodbye.
My gosh, after all that, the Death Blossom is actually starting to turn things around. Bailey Ninja trying to just keep on the point with Soundbearer, but once again, Moxie sitting up top, almost uncontested, just rinsing through most of this team. As LQME once again, got stand still when I hit that ring.
Another ultimate coming out from Turtle Banter in one fight, is actually able to do things with this one. Gets 3 picks with that ultimate, leaving only the Roadhog, and they're gonna win this map. Helios goes to 200 MG. That's tying things up 1-1.
Oh gosh, what? Such an odd fight at the end. You think it's over, but Karthal is sneaking on the point at the very end there. Speaking of Karthal, ooh, there's one. I think there's a second one. Yeah, Bailey Ninja off the screen.
2.
Get up. I love it.
Gets a 3rd kill, just cleaving through the enemy Winston. Just 2 boops. Are we satisfied with that many boops, or do we need more?
You know, for the time being, I could be satisfied with that. Of course,
I think that may be all we're gonna get for boops.
Yes.
We're going to be taking this to a 3rd highbreaker map now. I'm not sure.
Oh god, coming on to everybody's favorite game type, fun and interactive, Assault.
Oh boy.
Everyone grab some popcorn.
Blizzard's gift to esports, the Assault map. Can't wait.
XD, my friend. I remember 2 months ago, I think it was one of the opens. Every single 2CP map that was chosen was Volskaya Industries, and it was bad.
Although I think all of the hate that 2CP is getting now is just because of its history. I haven't heard anybody sincerely complain about 2CP in a long time. Just oh boy, 2CP.
It's
other
just,
than a streamer that I know. There's
it's
one.
just general like dissatisfaction and annoyance throughout all 2CP now. They will choose Temple of Anubis, which, if you got the Sombra strat, man, super strong. You will just pack all the health packs and EMP your way to victory, hopefully.
I'm actually fairly certain that servers do rotations through maps, and whenever it hits a 2CP map, it does all of the 2CP maps. If you keep on queuing, you'll probably get most of the 2CP maps, one after the other. Not proven, just keep it in mind.
It just feels like. All right,
But we're gonna
ready.
moving on to Temple of Anubis, a tiebreaker. You know, I wonder why we're taking
Now entering
the tiebreaker
Temple of
map
Anubis.
as a 2CP, one of the easiest to tie maps.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll
Game modes, at least.
change that around or something.
We're gonna need a maybe a pause here because LQME does drop on the side of goodbye.
All right, well, as we wait for good old people to get back in, lost connections, fun stuff.
As we wait, we're gonna have a nice word from our sponsors. The MOONMOON _OW Twitch channel. Check out his new merchandise, the Smug Mug.
Boy, did you ever think, man, I really don't like Cindy from accounting. Well, now you can smug her without smugging your own face. As you drink coffee and stare into her dead eyes as she continues along those Excel spreadsheets, putting those numbers hopefully back into the black. Ooh, no, the company's going under. It's time to fire the entire staff. You're out of a job. What are you going to do? Play some Overwatch. And here we are, LQME back in it. Great timing.
Remember, get the Smug Mug today.
Apparently, they're calling him lame. We're calling him LQME. Boom.
Yeah, I like LQME better. It feels like I'm not insulting somebody.
Yeah. Well, I'll change it to lame out of respect for everyone going through 2CP.
Nice 2CP map. Are you ready? Hey, at least you're not playing it.
Exactly. I just get to watch.
You get to watch as everybody else suffers, and that's joyous, isn't it?
Everyone's on the same plane. We all hurt a little on the inside, but it's in the pool. We gotta play it because we say so.
No mercy from the side of 200 MG yet again.
Attackers incoming.
Just the Ana and Lucio. We're going back to what is it? What is that? Season 5?
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, we've been in the Mercy Junkrat meta for a while. Did you know Junkrat was buffed back in the end of August? It was like August 26th or something. I did research on that for a video.
Oh,
It's
wow.
been like nearly half a year that Junkrat has been in this ridiculous state. But Mercy, not as long still. The more complained about. But the match is gonna start here. Live Toffee on Moira again. People are coming out. LQME is the only Widow, probably looking to make space. Hopefully he can get up there, but this has to have a shield in the way. I'll be waiting for 200 MG to back off, drop the shield, or get to point.
Man, Lame is gonna have a tough time getting through those shields, but Turtle Banter's living life on the edge, going with the reflect, and he's kind of the only one in sight lines here. He's got to get out of there as the fight continues over on the side into the upper areas, the corners they go. But
There it is. LQME looking to get some shots, but Moxie getting in there, getting wild. But unfortunately, Goodbye have gotten 2 picks onto 200 MG. They're making their way on top. They have the advantage to jump it onto point. 3 of them only, but it's against both of the healers, and Captain Kai is the only one left, even though 1 Man of War's anti-ult is not going to do anything for their team as they're running on the point 1 at a time. Going down, just Roadhog left. He's going to have to stall until his team gets there. He's not going to be able to do that, and the first point is going to go to Goodbye very early in the game.
Yeah, well, it's kind of things with this. You can grab that first point fairly quickly, but they traded some kills, so you may not be able to roll them, as really they're only relying on some wall hacks from Lame, and they're slowly, steadily building up their other ultimates. But now 200 MG has to play it a little bit safe behind those walls, but they can see right through them.
Moving around into the closed area of the right side from defense side, Goodbye is... It looks like they're actually winning. They take out Motus, who was in there fairly deep, but they still have to deal with the Roadhog and Lucio in there. They're gonna slowly push their way out, but they no longer have the mana advantage. As LQME gets taken down on the Widow. He's been able to get any picks. Moxie getting killed, just pushing in there, and 200 MG pushing right back, getting all of the kills and pulling it back. So far, the ultimate advantage is going to be in favor of 200 MG, managing their economy a little better.
Yeah, just barely going on the upper side, but man, that fight, while originating in that side room off the point, man, it kind of just spread out into all different directions as tanks were taking on supports and everyone was finding their own person. As Lame, as we saw, switching over to the Genji off the Widow, as you said. They're going to be trying to push through, and Reinhardt shields coming back in to the attacking side, but the hook, Rogue leaping.
It's gonna be a little bit until the offensive ultimates on the side of Goodbye comes through as they both switch, but the fight's gonna go out, and we see a lot of other ultimates come out. Moxie is able to get a kill with the Pocket Barrage, but it's not gonna do much for convincing the other team to back off. The fight is moving towards the point and kind of just generally all over the place. Left in those the little tunnel area is Finders, but he gets taken out by Turtle Banter, and the rest of Goodbye is gonna either have to back off or die now. Leaving just tied on who's last one picks. Gonna add a little time to the time that Goodbye have to wait.
Yeah, we actually early in that fight we saw Finders kill himself, I would assume, from his Helix rocket in close proximity to someone else or a wall, which actually prompted Tadion to use the Valkyrie. So you're basically kind of rezzing someone who got a -1 on their KD, if you look at it that way. So not starting off being super strong here, but taking a different route off to the right side, jumping over that wall, and see if they can hold this one.
Yeah, taking an alternative route to attack. Moxie is the first one to get a kill as they kill each other, Moxie and Finders. But Finders is the one that gets rezzed. He's got a nice position to fire upon 200 MG, but DM Rogue manages to get 2 picks with the shotgun, and that Roadhog doing a lot of work there. Moxie comes back out from spawn. Says, this is what you get for rezzing the person that I killed, is able to take down Tidon and leaving just Karthul out there. 200 MG looking to get the pick on Karthul, but he did manage to... No, he did not manage to get away. Captain Caillou gets the final hit on it.
and it's that the sort of recently buffed Anna, and just a little bit more damage per second there. Barely gets some mounts, but at least throughout that fight we saw Goodbye. While they may have died before getting their ultimates briefly, they still have a lot to back on to. But well, I guess as every time I say that, someone dies. I'm just casting, cursing everyone here.
Yeah, already down one. It's looking like Goodbye is gonna have to back out, but for some reason, Man of War charging in. So is their other tank. The rest of the team follows, and they're looking to try to take this fight. One down. That one man down is coming back. He does have his ultimate. Ultimate advantage is in the favor of 200 MG, though. They're only missing the monkey ult, and they're looking to get it as soon as possible. As they nano the Winston. DM Rogue gets a kill onto one Man of War. Fight going side to side right now.
It was super side to side. And even with the anti-heal on the Carthel, he still has massive amounts of health. And LQME just kind of sitting in the corner, waiting everything. But I think after all that, they're going to have to back off here. But man, one of the best things I've seen in a while is DM Rogue throwing one-man war into the air with his whole hog. And one-man war is like, I'm about to meme on these kids. Throws his Earth Shatter, does a 180 on the other side of the point, hits a few. But, you know, they don't take a point or anything. But man, style points. A one-man war for that Earth Shatter. Ooh.
Yeah, normally you see the Ana play for the anti-grenades, but a lot of the anti-grenades we're seeing from Captain Caillou are going on targets that are pretty much at full health, which isn't really letting them serve their purposes to stop from healing and allowing people to get killed, but hasn't really punished them quite yet. Dragon Blade coming out from both of the Genjis. Both of them managed to get one kill right now with LQME, however, is countered by a sound barrier. Mobus getting a few kills in there, and that's going to be a continued hold as we're running down on to the last 50 seconds that Goodbye has.
Turtle Banter just barely getting that 1v1 off with a one-man war there. Zarya going to be waiting another long time before they can push on here. Probably for one final push, as that kind of scattered offensive didn't take hold. You said laying in the way back with the Dragon Blade, only grabbing one, but prompting a sound barrier from Bailey Ninja. So maybe with not much to rely on currently between MG, maybe now's their time to capitalize. They don't have much either.
Yeah, the ult advantage still in the favor of 200 MG. Again, managing their economy a lot better. Finder is coming upon an ult that Valkyrie is used. Coming out from Tadion. Able to pull Livid back up, but Livid's nowhere near an ult, so they're going to have to just do with what they have. Rocket Barrage coming down from Finders is able to pick up both of the supports, and it's overtime, and while it was looking in favor of 200 MG, it seems like it could go either way at this point.
Yeah, Turtle Banter just falling after a Nano Blade, not getting anything, but Moxie getting Tady on a huge pick with the Rocket Barrage. He will immediately fall right after that, but now Dragon Blade from Lame of his own, but there's a lot of healing coming out for MG. They're having a tough time just making kills, especially with the sound barrier to keep people up ever longer. But Defender's advantage, of course. Cue the memes.
Yeah, with only two up at the time on the side of Goodbye, and the rest of 200 MG quickly coming back. It does not look like Goodbye is going to get out of this with a win. Graviton does come out, but the ult is late, but it does manage to pick up two. As Goodbye are not quite out of it, they only have two people left on point to take out. One of them is a Genji who just got nano boost, was able to take out down the Mercy again, another huge pick, but spawning are Lucio and Roadhog getting back on point, and even though Goodbye almost managed to equalize it, they still haven't killed the Genji and aren't able to get a tick quite yet, as the rest of 200 MG are coming back.
It's going to be a rough time for them to even consider capturing this, especially with anti-heal grenades. And Turtle Banter is just going to clean things right up, as long as they don't, you know, all die. There you go. Hide around that corner, and there you go. Overtime finally ticking away. They will hold it to just one capture. So, as long as they can get that first tick there on that second point, after capturing the first, of course. Ooh. It's going to be a close one regardless, I think.
Yeah. 200 MG performing very, very well. We saw a very, very poor start from them on Gibraltar. They brought it back in Ilios, and now they're showing that they have what it takes to maybe be this DAB's champion.
Yeah, well, they're going to have to go up against probably a similar rival team in the grand finals. We'll have to see if they make it, that is. But, you know, maybe they're just starting to get the dust off. They're getting a little bit warmed up finally. Goodbye. Well, they're only in their second game, so I wouldn't really factor in stamina or anything of that. But it's just, you got to play around what you're given, and you got to choose your heroes wisely and play to your strengths. And it seems both teams have been kind of, for the most part, sticking to what they know. A few flex players going off and choosing what they need to. But 200 MG are on a bit of a roll right now. And who knows if they can blast through this first point, or maybe there's just a full hold about to happen. Who knows?
LQME playing the Reaper. A bit of a questionable choice, seeing as a lot of the times on Anubis you see a Widow on the attacking side, if not also the defending side. Gonna be fairly hard for him to get kills if they have to fight on point with the Widow staring down at them, but let's see how that works out, because it doesn't look like 200 MG is going to be running a Widow.
No, but they don't have any hit scan really either. I mean, Karthal will be the only person to try and get onto that fair action. Maybe Finders if he can hit any direct rockets.
Fight immediately breaks out, and already Dia and Rogue and Captain Caillou are down. Going to be shutting down this offensive push immediately, but fantastic for them. They did try to go right off the bat and get kills.
Yeah, I respect that. Might as well. I mean, for the first push, you go hard right down the middle, and it didn't work. So now, all right, not a huge amount of time lost, but now we know what they got. We can start pushing it methodically, hopefully. See if we can get it.
Now, this time, 200 MG going around to that mega health pack side, the lower side that is. I'm trying to get a few picks, but Karthal goes in deep and gets taken out and punished for that. Out of suit and dead. DM Rogue getting picks now. 200 MG with the advantage here as they slowly push on the high ground and take it over for their own.
They're finally pushing onto point with Tadion down. Finders will try and get back with a rocket barrage, shielded by One Man War. Sprawls himself. But first point.
Very bad use of rocket barrage there. It was attempted to be used at a air-to-air combat, but it didn't work out. Moxie with the reverse rocket barrage just to pick up the final kills. And for some reason, we see a Valkyrie coming out, and it's not even a res anybody as Moxie takes it out mid-air. But it's looking like Goodbye is going to try to contest this. They're right before it gets capped. If anybody steps off point, that might be it. They're all pulled together, and there's nobody there to counter it. That's a lot of ults alone on the side of Goodbye.
I mean, it took out a sound barrier from Bailey Ninja, but I don't know if that'll be enough, because they got 3 ultimates rushing to this point, and they're doing the smart thing, getting straight onto point, and there's nothing to really stop them here. This is exactly how you win a 2CP map. Crash that first point and you roll on to set.
Immediately on the point, still 2 of Goodbye. We're coming back from spawn. 200 MG getting a lot of picks here, and it's not looking good for Goodbye. Rez comes out, and the point ticks up, and the win on Anubis goes to 200 MG. They take the map, and they take the set. They're going on.
Well, a fairly close 2-1. A strong start from Goodbye, and they just kind of feathered out near the end. It's unfortunate. They were playing so well, it seemed, but then that last like 60 seconds was just kind of bad choice after bad choice there. It's Tadion. I mean, I don't know, just going for the long shot of getting those 2 reses at that first point. But yeah, that pick is just detrimental.
It had really seemed like Tadion went for the Valkyrie there, and the rest of the team said, "Our Mercy did it. We might as well just get in there and commit." And it was too much they committed to that already lost fight that they had no chance of holding the next point.
And I mean, the attackers, if they clean up that first point, you're already so far ahead in ultimate status, man. And defenders, you're gonna have maybe one if you've laid down enough damage, but it's just you're tipping the scales in so much of the attacker's favor early on, like that. If you keep throwing, basically dead bodies at the point. But man, it's hard fought, but 200 MG will take the win. They're gonna go on to the grand finals, facing off who would have thunk what lemons. Good old rematch from last time.
Wet Lemons. I believe I've heard that name every single time we've gone to the finals in the Diamond and Below tournament.